I had been coming across um, um, over the weekend. So I did a little bit of analyzing yesterday. I try to do my analyzing on Sundays. I wasn't sure if that was something that you guys actually wanted to see. So you definitely let me know in the comments if you wanted to see something like that. But I did go through and kind of do, already do my analyzing for the week and my forecasting so that I could just have some kind of content to bring on and show to you guys. So we'll kind of go through each one that I have marked here. I only have 3 for this week, but we can go through each of them, starting with EU on a 4-hour chart. Now, when I start out, excuse me, when I start out doing my analyzing for the week or my forecasting for the week, I usually do start on a daily. The only time that I really start on like a weekly or a monthly is when the week or the month, or excuse me, when the month has started over. So we're into a new month. I'm looking at the full month to see what the forecast of this month could possibly be in comparison to last month's price movement. So we'll start with today as we can start it with today as a daily, just to show you kind of what's going on, or just to look over what's going on. So yesterday when I jumped on, I did remember I haven't been using like levels in a really long time, but I do remember that levels are super powerful. I also watched a really interesting training yesterday that was super helpful, that reminded me to use the levels rather than to use a straight line. Sometimes straight lines don't always capture exactly where price had previously been and what price had previously been doing at that area. So it's a little more helpful if you're using a area rather than just a line. It gives you a little more coverage, because sometimes with an area you can't see all of the wicks and kind of where price had kind of stopped and went and kind of gone. So from here, starting with EU, I'm kind of waiting to see if it's going to get to a breakdown here. This is what I put on here yesterday. Waiting to see if we're going to get to a break at the one at the 1.01 thousand, to see if we're going to be getting in. Now, it looks a little bit different when it's on a daily. You're gonna see it looks like there's not a lot of time for it to get down here, or way more time for it to get down here, but on a daily you have to remember it could take days, maybe even a couple weeks to get to actually down here. So that's why, or when I go ahead and switch to the 4-hour, if I'm going ahead and I'm analyzing and just kind of looking to see what some of my positions could possibly be for the week. So as of right now, we're just kind of in a waiting stage. Sometimes what I will do, and I think you'll see on the next chart, is I'll put a box. I'll put a box like around from about here to about here, so that I know that when it breaks out, whether it's going up or down, I'll know exactly which position to get myself into, depending upon how quickly price is moving. Sometimes a trend line will work as well. Trend lines for me work. Some people don't agree with trend lines, but I think that they work just fine. The EMA could also work as a support or resistance as well. So these are just some small things to help keep in mind, to help you so that you'll know exactly what's happening when you do go ahead and get a breakout. Let's switch over to AU and see exactly what happened with AU. So keep in mind, I did make some notes as of yesterday. I wasn't sure exactly what was going to happen. I just knew that it was going to either go up or it was going to go down. Usually that is the market. It's either up, it's down, or it's sideways, more than likely. Now this is cool. I didn't really get in on this. I wasn't sure exactly what was going to happen. So in order for me to kind of get a better idea, I will know once it gets past that certain level, or that bank level. So what I'm kind of watching for is to see what happens once it gets up here to the 7,000 or the 70,000, and see if it's going to either hold and bounce back down, or is it going to break through, which it could possibly do. And then I'd be waiting to see a breakthrough, a retest, and then a continuation if I'm looking to make some type of move on AU. So that's what AU is doing right now. Here it goes on the daily, because it looks like the overall right now looks like it could very well and easily be bearish. Like it could hit, come back down, and we could see a reversal coming back down. So we just have to wait. A lot of it is a waiting game. So we are just going to continue to wait and keeping it on the daily. We'll go down to my last one that I kind of did a little bit of analyzing on, which is Euro, British pound. So on Euro, British pound, same thing. Did some marking up yesterday. I know this looks kind of funky. I did a little bit of other stuff as well. Sometimes when I go in on a daily and I do my trend lines, it's more helpful for me to go in on a 4-hour and then continue to do my trend line, so it makes more sense when I scale my my chart down, so I know what the heck is going on. So all that being said, let's see. I did put in some levels. Same thing with my levels. I will do my levels on a daily, but sometimes they can be kind of big on a daily. So I'll go back in and I'll also do them on the 4 hour. So we had a really good push here a couple days ago. So what I'm waiting for now, because it is in this area, and this is a pretty prominent area where prices touched or kind of rejected, I'm checking to see if this is basically going to turn into support, and then price is going to head back up. The EMA is kind of sitting at the top. It's kind of saying otherwise as of right now, but we'll see. We'll just have to wait to see if it's going to break this trend. We're going to wait to see if the EMA kind of confirms it for us or eventually comes back down. It's probably going to be a little while for the EMA, so I may not pay too close attention to the EMA. I will probably be paying closer attention to price action underneath exactly what's going to happen in this pretty prominent area where price has gone to. And then I'm also going to keep an eye on my trend line, and I may even switch over to the Takanashi chart just to see or get an idea as to what is going on as well. I did want to show you guys one thing that I haven't shown you before, jumping over, because when I noticed when I was starting, it was hard for me to kind of calculate or get an idea as to exactly how to calculate my risk. So this is what I have been using. They changed the website a couple times. I could definitely put this link in the description below so you can kind of get an idea. So like, let's see, I'm going to use an example. Let's go to AU. So on AU, what are we on, the hourly? Let's go on the 4 hour. I know this was nuts, I'm sorry. We're going to go on the 4 hour, and let's say I want price to, I don't know, let's say I'm trusting that price will go up and will bounce back, and I want price to kick me or put me back in at let's see, 69600. So what you want to do is you want to come over here. It's going to be a sell if it's going to go back that way. First we want to choose the right the right pair. Okay, all right, and what did we say? 69600. So that is there. And then, so like that will be our opening price. Let's say we got in on the 696, and then we wanted to take our profit, let's say at about 68,000. Let's see. So we'll go 68. Okay. And then let's say that I'm putting my lot size, I have a smaller account, so we're gonna just pretend like I'm gonna put it on, like, I don't know, a 10. And then I'm in the US, so I am gonna change this. This is something that you can change according to where you are, and it makes the most sense. I'm here. Perfect. Okay, so then this will say, this will show you actually both. This is gonna show you both how much profit you're gonna make, how much money you're going to potentially or possibly lose should it go in the other direction. So this is cool. What I normally do first is my loss, but I'm just kind of showing you this in the opposite direction. So if this goes in the direction that we want it to, we could potentially make 160. So we're just going to keep it here, say that this is going in at the same rate over here, and let's say it went and got us in, and then it went the other direction. And we're going to actually use, I'm going to use this the 70,000 as the direction it's going to go in, and it's going to let us know in the closing price we're going to actually end up losing $40. So just make sure that you're managing your risk. Of course, if you haven't known or if no one's ever told you, I wouldn't risk any more than 2%. Some people go to 3%. That's completely up to you and the amount that you feel like your account can handle. Just in case it goes the other direction, because again, it is a probability game and it could go the other direction for you. So that's just something to keep in mind. I hope that today's lesson was helpful. If you have questions, again, if there's something that you want me to study a bit for you or we can go over, I'd be more than happy to help you and to help all of us become even better traders. Have a wonderful day.